Oh my God, finally. YouTube is so annoying with that going live feature now. They've really screwed up on that whole, I don't know, that bar that keeps popping up every time I try to go live. Anyway, hey, YouTubers, Diecast Collectors. It's Jared White, the J-Man 63, and I want to explore a popular conspiracy theory that I've been noodling on for the past couple of days. Maybe it's just bored. Maybe I'm caffeinated out of my freaking mind. Maybe it's just this quarantine, but I want to go on to say that this is in no way related to PBS or their TV shows, but hopefully they don't see this and try to say something to me about it. But I have a conspiracy theory that I've been brewing up in my head because I grew up on this show a long, long time ago, and I've always been kind of a big fat dude throughout high school, and I've always been a big dude, and ever since I knew my friend Parker throughout high school, I always wondered what the reason was, and probably half the reason is that freaking kids show Teletubbies, man. I mean, I swear to God, I have the biggest conspiracy theory about this show, and I want to go down on 4 topics here. I said go down on, that's what she said. Anyway, no, I want to go on 4 topics here that I'm going to say, and number one, they had a freaking robotic vacuum that inspired the freaking Roomba called the freaking Nunu, okay? And that one doesn't strike you as odd or weird, then obviously it was a science fiction thing back in a kids show, and now we have robotic freaking vacuums vacuuming our freaking houses. The Nunu was literally their freaking robotic butler. Number two, they had TVs in their dang chests, man. If this didn't get kids hooked on TV more so than it did me back in the day when I was watching this freaking LSD trip meets a acid trip of a TV show back in the day, I would say Teletubbies was definitely one of the shows that definitely got me kickstarted on this whole TV watching thing. Number three, they freaking ate toast and custard, lived off this crap. Probably some of the worst foods for you, toast and custard. And I love toast, and I love custard, and I love that crap, and I love eating garbage, basically. And the Teletubbies basically freaking ate garbage. Hopefully this video gets some views and we can get some popularity on this whole conspiracy theory thing, and we can get you guys talking down below. Now, I think number four is what I want to go on is they were fat. They were just fat little runts that had a robotic vacuum. And this is probably why now you see these 30, 40 somethings. People are like, wait, Jared, you're fat. No, I already went on that. I grew up on that freaking show. So that's probably the reason I'm so fat. That's probably the reason you see so many of these, pardon my French, YouTube bots, but land whales on scooters in freaking Target. Now, I'm not fat shaming anybody who is fat or who is a land whale or whatever, but I mean, seriously, this show was like crack for kids. It was very subliminally subversive, to be honest with you. And I definitely had my conspiracy theory about this show. Now, I'm caffeinated out of my mind as all heck can be, so I'm trying to use appropriate words here because this show really still sets my teeth on edge when I watch it now or when I go through some episodes. And I was recently just pondering this topic. Why has the obesity epidemic been out of control through the roof and the numbers last over to the last 20 some odd years? I gotta say it's Teletubbies, man. I've definitely got to say that. It definitely is one of the reasons. For me, par for the course, I definitely think it's one of those reasons that America got so dang fat. And I'm not fat shaming anybody. I'm not. I don't get on YouTube to shame certain groups of people. I don't do that. But I do think it is one of the reasons you got so many of these degenerate Gen X or fat people that are on scooters in Walmart and stuff and use it as an excuse for a handicap. And that now we have these robotic vacuums, we have robotic this and that. I mean, they lived in a house that was computer controlled. I mean, how much more lazy can you get? I don't know if it was directly linked to an obesity epidemic, but I definitely believe it was one of the things that kick-started the whole it's okay to be fat if you want to be fat. And it definitely kick-started that whole stimulating the whole thing. SpongeBob, that was another one when they said fun employment. That was definitely one. And I can vouch for SpongeBob and say, being on unemployment is definitely not fun. And that's another topic I want to get on. Unemployment has been a pain to get on. And honestly, I have just completely thrown out the window. I'm just going to live on the SSI right now and pay the bills that I can pay and use my EBT card. That's it. I'm done applying for unemployment. Screw it. I'm done because I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. I effing give the F up. Sorry, I'm trying not to cuss people, but I'm angry at unemployment, and I'm pretty well off my rocker today. So I'm pretty well off of unemployment and not dealing with that mess anymore. Right now, I'm just going to deal with SSI, and hopefully they'll pay the back money they owe me for my unemployment, because this is ridiculous, and it's just through the roof with the wait while we are reconnecting. Thanks, YouTube. That's just great. Maybe they're trying to say something that I'm not being PC on here. I don't know. But I'm pretty upset. Hopefully the bot wasn't trying to demonetize me. But that's the reason I believe that kids are so fat in this country. And that's why we had this entitlement problem. Because now, look at, we got robotic vacuums. We got all this crap. I do myself. I have an entitlement issue. A few of my friends do. There's people that everyone has it, but I definitely sometimes do, and for sure I need to get brought back down to earth every now and then. But it drives me crazy now to see all these chubby kids now. It's just nuts. And I think for people that are old as me now, that went through high school, that went through the same problems I went through when I was younger, definitely who were ashamed of that, I feel bad for them, and I feel bad for people who were. And I definitely think the Teletubbies were the reason kids are so freaking fat now. I think that's one of the main reasons. Maybe it was because I watched the PBS channel when I had nothing else good to watch. Maybe it's a crackpot theory. But hopefully this will show up in your search if you want to search Teletubbies, and this will come up, because I want to tread on maybe what could be considered a popular topic here. So hopefully some people will start watching this stream, and hopefully you guys will now subscribe to my channel if I do more of these conspiracy videos and can delve more deeply into things of different proportions. As I have the internet now at my fingertips and I have more at my disposal now, I can make these kind of videos. So if you have a suggestion for a conspiracy theory topic you want me to cover, let me know in the comments down below. And I definitely think that now that we're doing this stimulus thing with the government, I definitely think that they got a heroes campaign now in place. Hopefully they'll have this just for essential workers that they're covering now, but hopefully we'll eventually get covered for, I know I'm kind of pinballing from stimulus to Teletubbies to this and that, but I want to get on stimulus now and switch gears, so to speak. I definitely think that stimulus is good for the first payment that we received, and thank God we received that $1,200. For those of you who did not yet receive it, I am sorry. And speaking of stimulus, I have another package coming, and it's going to be a pretty big one, and it's coming through UPS, and I'm still waiting on that. It says it's out for delivery. I'm still waiting, so hopefully it'll be here, and you can enjoy me opening this and see the live stream. This might be a bit of a long one because it's going to be a bit of a project, so I hope you guys will stay tuned with me as I work on this thing that I'm getting in the mail. And yeah, so anyway, back to what I was talking about. I definitely think that the 1,200 was a good kickstart in the pants for the economy, which the economy severely needed. All the people getting out was great to see. It was definitely a great positivity thing for me to see people getting out and going to their destination. Of course, Virginia drivers still can't drive for crap, and they drive like a bunch of idiotic, okay, I don't want to use the R word here, but they drive stupid, okay? Virginia drivers suck. Okay, had to say it. Even on a time when you've had enough time to sit inside, y'all still are a pain in the rear end. Anyway, yeah. So, but hopefully the stimulus comes through for you who haven't gotten it, and hopefully you do get it. But what I'm going to say is there definitely needs to be another bill proposed, I think, for Americans, because not only, I mean, yeah, I have the basics covered. I have EBT card. I have food. I have bills covered by SSI and food. As long as those are covered and my bills are covered and I have shelter, things are good. But those are just the basics. We need to start spending money and pumping our money back into the economy. That's the thing. The economy is at a standstill right now, and we need to finally do this stuff we need to do. I mean, hopefully this coronavirus thing will be over because, I mean, it gets toxic when you just sit in the house too long and you just sit about too long. I mean, and I know that I've read so many unpositive things recently. I mean, domestic violence cases are up, suicide cases are up, the mortality rates are up. There's so much negativity right now going on, and how do you weed through all that stuff? It's just crazy, and it's hard to put into perspective how I feel about it. And I cycle through depression myself, and I cycle up and I cycle down. I have these issues with bipolar and stuff, and not being able to actually drive a car, which I don't usually say on YouTube, but that's one of the things that I don't usually like to tread on. But because of my vision issue that I was born with, I don't actually am not legally able to drive. So I just keep continuing on pushing with the help I have from the system. Thank God I have that in place, because if I didn't, my whole world would probably collapse and I would not have what I need to survive and get by. And thank God I have that EBT card right now, and I signed up for food stamps when I did, because if I have that $160 coming in, then that's going to help me even more. So that helps with food as the side covers the bills. What I'm saying is there are people who are worse off that need that money. I don't need that money as much as some people do, since I already have all the benefits in place, but I'm probably lower on the priority bracket. But I like to spend money. I'm like a lot of people. I'm a frivolous person. I definitely am. I'm one of those frivolous people. I mean, look at my room. Look at how much I spent on stimulus. I spent $700 freaking dollars at the freaking Home Depot and $600 on freaking Amazon. I mean, I am definitely one of those consumer people. And then we live in a consumer-based world, and when that consumerism stops, the whole economy is ground to an e-brake halt, unfortunately. And now I think that the whole heroes thing and whatever the government's proposing, with them beating around the bush and tiptoeing around the tulips, they're not getting down to what really needs to get down. Now, I definitely am a supporter of our president, but I definitely am going to side with Bernie on the fact that we need more stimulus in our economy. We need to stimulate the economy. I'm with our president 100%, but I'm also with Bernie on the fact that, so I guess I lean on, I'm kind of, what'd you say? I'm not really non-biased about it, although I don't know if Bernie was crooked or not. I can't really say. I'm not a politician expert, but I definitely side with Bernie on the fact that we needed to create more stimulus in our economy, and the fact that we needed to get this stuff out faster to Americans. I can definitely side with him. And he talks a good talk, but whether he walks the walk is a completely different thing. But I definitely think that we need to be getting more money pumped back into the economy. And that is for certain. Whether or not we do have all the benefits we need in place, whether or not the gap is severely there or not there, I think we definitely need to be pumping more money back up into the economy. It's crazy how everything has slid to a halt, and it's bad. It really is bad. So even though the government says we're this much in debt, the government's in debt, the nation's not in debt. There's a difference between consumer debt and government debt. So we really don't have that much to worry about. The government can pay out people and bail out people. It has the power and authority to do that. It needs to start working for us, because these governor people are super rich now, and they're on their freaking $1 million yachts and stuff. Maybe they are working for us. Maybe our congressmen are working for us. Maybe this is a crackpot theory again. But my whole thing is that we need to get our governors back to work for us, our congressmen back to work for us. This virus, they're about to go back to work. So hopefully I'll be able to keep you guys updated somewhat on the new bills being passed. But the Heroes Fund, I want to talk more about that. That's for people who are doctors, grocery store workers, people who are on the front line, not people like me who work at a cinema and who's a busser. I'm not probably getting anything out of that crap. And it's kind of ridiculous that I'm not getting, I hope when I go back to Studio Movie Girl, I hope there's some kind of asset loan or something for me in place when I go back there. not to say I'm trying to count on money I don't have, but or not acting entitled, but I hope that there's something in place there for when I do go back to work, so I'm not flat ass broke when I go back to working for the man again, and I go back to doing what I'm doing again and what I enjoy again, which is working for the theater. I enjoy it, but I don't want to work for $6.50 an hour, which is which is way below minimum wage. And I hope that once I go back to working for the theater again, that they start shelling out a little more bottom line cash in our paychecks. I do hope that is. I can't stress that enough. I hope that when I do start going back to work, that things get a little bit better for the minimum wage and tip share workers, those people who work restaurant hours and who are bussers. I hope those are considered essential. I don't think they are, but I hope that we get something out of this when we go back to working again for the man and we go back to doing what we're doing. Now, people might tell me, oh, why don't you get a job? It's like, well, it's very hard to right now. All the essential positions are taken up. I doubt that I'll be able to find any real actual work right now unless I press my nose to the grindstone, and I can't handle all that right now. I can't handle all that stress on me when I'm already suffering from enough depression as it is with being inside. So unfortunately, I can't do any of that. I can't bring myself to, I can't even bring myself to wake up half of these days. There's some days that I don't want to wake up anymore. There's some days that I don't want to be around. There's some days that I don't want to be here anymore. I literally do feel that some days. There are some days I cycle. I cycle through these slumps. I cycle through these ups and these downs and all that. And I can come to you and say that to you on this channel, but it's very hard for me to get myself out of bed in the mornings and want to bring myself to wake up because I just keep going through that depression, anxiety cycle throughout this quarantine. And I feel like bringing this video to you guys, maybe this is a whole nother video in itself, but hopefully the Teletubbies things gets you to watch this video, but also it's hard getting through this. It really is. We as Americans now, if the Teletubbies is around now, God help us. If we were watching that show, God help us. But I need to get out and I need to get some exercise eventually and I need to go do something because it just drives me crazy being inside. I can't do it anymore. I'm trying to live stream for you guys, but what you guys got to remember is you got to respect me as a YouTuber as well as I have a life and I don't vlog like Roman Atwood and so many of these other vloggers on YouTube. I don't do that. I do daily videos and that's about it. But what I'm vlogging about right now is really just the whole deal with I'm trying to love life as it is right now and to accept this whole thing. And I wish it was easy as just to say, accept it. Yeah, it's raining and it's raining and just say that. Well, it's raining. Yeah. But it's like, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this and that. And it's hard. I wish it was as easy as black and white to accept it or not to accept it. But it's difficult. Getting through this entire quarantine has been hard. It's hard for everyone. Everyone's in the same boat. I hope they slowly start opening everything on once June or May hits. June or July. Hopefully they'll start reopening everything. I pray to God they do and this curtain finally gets flattened. I'm getting absolutely sick of this. And just hearing all the news every day with the domestic violence rates, and I hear police sirens at least every single day coming through. I don't know if that's people responding to those cases or what, but it is really sad in this world we live in now that these things are going on. Relationships are getting toxic and things are brewing in households, and it really is sad. But I come to you guys with the internet and being able to talk to you guys about this. And to quote Boogie, one of my favorite YouTubers, through the power of the internet, I'm trying to come to you guys and say that this is a hard time to get through, and it really is difficult for all of us, I'm pretty sure. So hopefully I'm reaching out to you and saying that I hope y'all are doing well as I am, and I hope things are going well for you because things are going well for me. Don't get it twisted. I'm doing pretty well. But, even though I'm doing well, I still suffer from this depression of being inside so long that I can't get out and enjoy the little things I like going out my mentor to the car shows, going to a movie. I can't do any of the stuff with my mentor that I want to do. and I feel like I'm constantly cooped. I mean, I feel like I'm in the same situation I was in with Hunter years ago, and when he didn't really want to go out or do anything. Give me 1 second. Why don't you? All right, I'm sorry, guys. I'm back. I actually just heard a diesel truck roll up, and I saw that UPS is here. So while I'm here, I'm going to end the stream, and I'm going to make this video short as I can with 20 minutes to spare, with 20 minutes on the clock. And I will get back to you once my package arrives at the door. And if it has to do with diecast and reviews, it has to be the J-Man63. Check out my reviews, my conspiracy theories. If you want to suggest a suggestion, put it down below. I'll be back in a little while. Have a good one. Bye.